Alrighty, hello. If you're new here, hi, my name is Aphrodite. This is Aphrodite's house. I'm filming with a different mic today. My son took my wire for my other mic and broke it. So I have to go out and buy a new wire for the mic. So old mic, but I can't find the clip, so I'm just holding it. So the first couple of things that I would like to say is hi, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I did put out a couple of ebooks slash guides. I put out one for Moldavite, I put out one for Glamour Magic, and then I just recently put out one for Twin Flames. If you think you have started the Twin Flame journey or you're on it right now and you just need a little bit of information or confirmation how to navigate these things, the ebook will help with that. As well as these little guides and ebooks are not expensive. They usually range between $2 and $7 depending on the information inside. The highest amount that you'll probably ever see is the $20 one for the Glamour Magic, and that's because I include rituals and spells and things like that for oils that I use that have been passed down to me through my family or through higher beings who share knowledge with me. So Thoth. I love Thoth. He's so great. If you've ever thought about working with Thoth, this might be a good sign for you to start. If you don't know much about Thoth, do your research. The scribe, the creator of magic, my father. I call him my father. I'm very much, when it comes to higher knowledge, Thoth is usually the one to help make sure that my ancestors get the information to me that I need when I'm not directly connected to him in meditation. It's so great. Yeah. So the first thing that I would really like to start with in terms of this conversation is fuck false twin flames. I'm just going to get that out of the way because I'm sure everyone's kind of been feeling it, or you do feel it at some point. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you go through the twin flame journey, there's usually this moment where you realize that your twin flame is not your twin flame, they are your false flame. And the way that you realize this is usually by how crazy they're driving you. Something that I've noticed with my twin, because I am on the journey of understanding myself and my soul, and so to see myself in someone else is kind of scary, but very, very enlightening, very helpful. And what I can tell you is the relationship that you share with your true twin flame is never going to be so utterly painful and draining that it feels like your soul is being ripped from your body. If you're going through a twin flame, what I like to call a twin flame initiation, you're probably going to feel a lot of this because you're connecting with your false flame. Someone who might even look identical to your twin flame. So they have the same characteristics, same height, maybe the same build, but subtle differences. So like there could be an age gap. What I find to be really, really interesting though, in terms of twins, is that it tends to stick to one ethnicity. Now, this is just what I've experienced, so I'm giving you this information from my own personal standpoint. I met about 2 or 3 people who were very similar to my twin in that ethnicity and a background and all of that were actually pretty spot on and similar to one another, but the reflection was so different. One was just so too emotional. The mirroring just wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, there was mirroring, but there were no different defining aspects. It's your twin is not literally going to be the same person as you, and if they mimic you down to the last detail of being too emotional or being too much of one thing, and you're not seeing these different sort of aspects between you and them, And then the other one was just two about themselves, like genuinely just two about themselves. They did not care for me at all. They did not care for my growth. They didn't care for my journey, and they didn't care how they hurt me. This is the person who I thought was my actual true flame, and let me tell you, they flame roasted the fuck out of me and ruined my life. Ruined me emotionally, made me doubt that I was ever worthy of love to begin with, and really just took me for a wild fucking ride. And when I met my actual twin, let me tell you what happened. It was like alarm bells had gone off. It was like looking at an upgraded version of myself. And I know that that's kind of like, what? Your twin is supposed to be like a mirror of you. Well, like, yes, but also they're there for the sake of your soul's growth. Just like you're there for the sake of their soul's growth, because you're technically one being, one divine being. And so what I've learned is my divine counterpart is very earthly grounded, very good with monetary things, investing, teaching me about where to put my money, how to work about my savings, how to make sure that I'm building my own financial security without having this sort of, what is that called? Codependent relationship. There you go. Where it's like, okay, I love you, but let's not enter this state of codependency. Let me teach you how to have your own security so that you can be secure, I can be secure, and we can grow. And I'm like, okay, I'm the spiritual side of the soul. Let me help you honor your ancestors. Let me get you back in touch with your emotional side. Let me, show you all of these things that are possible, the world out there, the things that you can be capable of. And it works because, you're this is just how I view it. Your divine counterpart is really good at investing, really good at putting money where it needs to go. You're really good at manifesting money, putting the energy and the intentions where it needs to go. Together, you two are just making money out of thin fucking air. Alchemy at its finest, but also it's rooted here in the present moment and in the 3Ds. So it's actually building something that will last, that could help build generational wealth for, future children, if that's what we choose to do. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of self-reflection. It's a lot of, hey, I need you to understand this. And then from them, it's a lot of, hey, I need you to understand this. You're not going to see things the same because it's for the sake of your soul's elevation. You're going to have to learn a lot of tough lessons that you didn't want to learn, or things that really traumatized you or scarred you in your childhood are going to have to come to a screeching halt, because you're really going to be in this moment of deep healing. And that's where the pain comes from. The pain doesn't come from them causing you actual pain by being a dick. It comes from your soul's elevation, from needing to deal with trauma, from needing to address the initial issues. Why do I have money problems? Why am I so blocked off in this area of my life? Why is it that my divine counterpart thrives here and I do not? Why is it that I thrive here and my divine counterpart does not? Are they okay? What did they go through? You realize that you're one being, but living two totally different experiences. And in order to help elevate yourself and to help elevate them, things change, things shift, and it's a lot to process. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to cope with, but it's a beautiful, beautiful, hands down experience. I think it's one of the best I've gone through so far, because I am so, I don't want to say old, but that's how my ancestors have described it to me. And it's kind of how it's been told to me for a really long time, that actually I might be in one of my last incarnations, finally. I'm just really old. And so in past lives, there was a lot of needing to balance out spirituality and practicality. There was a lot of, well, do I just want to go off into the distance and become a monk and do that? Do I want to stay here and build wealth, because I'm capable of doing both? And I think somewhere along the lines it became, okay, look, in order to allow you to experience both and for your soul to grow in the way in which it needs to, we're going to do this so that you can experience them at the same time and then come together and understand both sides. And there's no confusion at the end of it all, you know? When you return to the creator of everything, when you return to that oneness of self, there's no needing to feel like you have to choose, you know? Both sides have been shown to you and you've gotten to experience them, whether you've, you know, realized it or not. And that was something that I had always deeply valued in my experience with my twin. I think the twin flame experience can be so beautiful if you are genuinely connected to your twin and not to your false twin. Again, false twins will drive you batshit crazy, up the wall. They will make you feel like you're crazy, like you don't know what you're talking about. They will gaslight the absolute fuck out of you. And I think a lot of people have this notion of, oh, the suffering means it's working, you're growing. That's not the case. If you are downright suffering, walk away. And I promise you, walk away and see what happens. I guarantee you someone who is oddly somewhat similar to them will pop up, but only have the best intentions for you. Only have the best intentions for you to grow, for you to get this deeper self-love for yourself, for you to just really understand the world and everything it has to offer you, and you're no longer stuck in this shell of, okay, well, maybe I'm just supposed to do this, and I'm never going to be able to experience that over there, or I'm not going to be able to, you know, grow in the ways that I want. That's fucking bullshit, okay? It's fucking bullshit. Don't let your false twin keep you in a space of lack of growth. And that's why I refer to it as an initiation period. Because when you get that false twin, it's going to come down to, do you see the better for yourself? Do you see that this is false? Will you walk away and do what needs to be done so that you can actually be reunited with your divine counterpart, with part of yourself? And I will say that not everyone goes through the twin flame journey. I think a lot of people want to. It's not for the weak. Your soul will not go through a twin flame journey just because. It is not for the weak. I believe that it's for souls who've been around for a really long time and they're trying to get in these different experiences. They're trying to release as much past life karma as possible, really just trying to clear the slate for the soul, trying to understand every outlet, every avenue, trying to get as much life experience as possible, coming together with yourself and then creating new life that's not going to suffer, or rather that's not going to be passed down karma from your pain, because you will have helped to elevate one another to a point where there's this healthy, beautiful moment where you can create new life and it won't be difficult. I know that a lot of souls just need to be here, and so that's what's happening. Souls are trying to cram their way in, and I get it. However, you want to be very careful that you don't end up with a karma baby. I have a son. My son is not a karma baby. My son is a child of the actual sun. He's a Leo who was destined to be here, who teaches me something new about spirituality every day, who teaches me something new about myself every day. But karma babies are definitely real. Karma babies will shake up the way you see things. They'll shake up the way you view things, and the way in which the child could get here and the first couple of years of just raising your baby could be increasingly difficult. That's not to say that this baby wasn't supposed to be here, because, you know, divine timing, they're supposed to be here when they're supposed to be here. And the love that you share between each other will be beautiful and challenging. But because the person that you were with when you created this child probably left you with so much grief and anger and strife and pain, that's what was passed down into the child. And so it's probably going to be rather difficult to have a bonding relationship that's not rooted in pain. So that's going to have to be something that you work on, especially if you have a child with your false twin. Now your false twin is in your life forever. Some people will say, no, just until my child is 18. But let's be real, having sex, having a baby, bringing that baby into the world, that is a spiritual contract. You were bonded to that person for life. Okay? No amount of, only up until 18 can change this fact. It's a fact. It's not changing. You created a spiritual contract. Now you can try to do a ritual to release soul ties, to get their energy off of you, out of your womb, out of your sacred space. If you're a man, off of you. It works the same way. I'm not doing anything specific to gender roles, what you define yourself as, all of that. I'm not getting into that. You know what I'm saying. If you need to cleanse someone off of your womb or out of your, do that. That's very possible. But in terms of the bond that you created sexually when you created this child, that is a spiritual contract. So I would go into whoever you see as a healer, a shaman, whatever. I will you can book a session with me if you want to see whether or not this is something that was fated previously and it was kind of like something that you agreed on to kind of just, or if this is something new that you've created and it has the potential to play out over the next couple of lifetimes, because that happens too. Yeah. Karma babies are a hell of a ride. They will teach you everything about yourself and then some. Everything about pain, everything about grief, everything about growth, everything that was kind of misplaced when you were with this individual is all stuff you're gonna learn. So like, if you weren't independent when you were with this individual, having this child is going to teach you some level of independence and growth and probably moving away from everything that you knew and this, that, and the other thing a lot. And it's going to seem painful. One thing I will tell you is that it might be, but do not blame the child. Do not say things to your child like, oh, you're a karma baby. Like, don't say it. You don't want to say that to the actual child. Don't say things like, you're stressing me out. You're hurting me. You don't want to put that type of energy into your child, and then they grow up and it's not necessarily the words that they heard, but the energy that they felt coming off of the words. So if you think you're dealing with a karma baby, be kind. Your child is going to teach you tremendous things and you are going to have amazing growth, and you have the potential to have such a beautiful relationship. It's just going to be a lot different than the relationship that you share with the child that you create with your divine counterpart. It's just going to be different. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be aware. I think I'm a Pisces. I'm an emotional Pisces at that. I'm a Pisces sun, and I am a Pisces rising. And I'm a Virgo moon. So I'm very analytical, very emotional, very spiritual. I believe that all children are meant to be here. All children have a right to be here. They are all going to serve a beautiful divine purpose. I love all kids, I mean, don't get me wrong. When it comes down to other people's kids and my kids, it's fuck them kids. I'm doing what needs to be done for my kid. But I love all kids. I do. Back to the divine counterpart twin flame conversation. Yay. Your true twin flame is going to shake up your world, change up everything, and show you a life that you didn't know you were capable of living. Trust me when I say that. I'm the proof. I met my divine counterpart. When I met my divine counterpart, let me tell you, that's when I got the multivite. It changed my life. I dropped people who I thought were my friends. I stopped giving so much of myself to people. I started putting back into myself. I started going to the gym. I started getting my hair done again, doing my hair, taking care of my face. I'm getting more comfortable on camera. That's still something me and the mold are working on, getting rid of, those last minute insecurities and things like that I stressed about. It is what it is. Thoth told me that the message is for whoever it needs to be for. How I look in the moment might not be the most important, and I'm learning to rock with that. You just got to get on camera and tell them what I told you to tell them. Tell the stories, share the knowledge, pass it on, see who can relate, have deep, meaningful conversations with those individuals and see what you can learn. See, because while I had things that were passed down to me and things that I studied and things that I got really into and things that I learned, I am dealing with being and understanding the human experience just like everyone else. So if there's something else I can learn or something else I can be educated on or a topic that I can have a deeper discussion on, I'm gonna do it. With that being said, there are some links in the bio if you want to join in on some group chats, if you want to get those ebooks, if you just want to have someone to talk to. My bookings are open currently. I took a small break, but my bookings are open again. So if you need any candle work done, spell work done, oil work done, or if you just want to book a reading with me, that's fine too. I'm here to help. I'm here to make sure that we can all grow together and be one beautiful spiritual community. All of the money that I make from my readings, from the ebooks, from everything else goes into the fund for the community center, which I'm now thinking will turn more into a shop where I can do readings full-time in person, as well as have a small space to help educate Black young individuals on different forms of spirituality and different forms of connecting with oneself and things of that nature, which I desperately think we need more of. We need more safe spaces. Well, not just Black individuals, but all individuals of color, right? Because all viewpoints are important. All learning points are important. That's the vision. And we talk about these things. We will talk about things like twin flames. We will talk about things like spiritual enlightenment, growth of the soul, the things that we've experienced and how they play a huge role in the elevation of our soul in this lifetime, and how we can kind of avoid some things for the next lifetime and really just wrap up some last minute karma that maybe we didn't realize we needed to go through. And karma is not necessarily always bad. It is what it is. You get what you put out. And I'm not usually one of those people who's like, good vibes only because you got what you put out. No, like I've literally seen myself manifest terrible, terrible things for me because I've stressed. And when you learn more about yourself and your spiritual side, as well as, the astrological side of yourself and your human design chart and things of that nature, and you really dive deep into who you are as an individual and what you're meant to do in this lifetime and how it kind of equates to what you did in your past lives and how you're sort of wrapping things up, you learn that there are specific things that you put out that you just will get smacked with. There's no way around it. There's no way around it, unfortunately. So it's important to figure out, what's going on with you. So even if you don't book with me, or if you have a reader who you trust, who you love, who you know will take care of your energy, make sure that you're asking them all of the right questions or finding readers who will really fit what you need, especially when it comes to anything past life or astrological. Some individuals just aren't equipped to do everything. You only have so many perfected spots in your spiritual practice. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So for me, it's channeling, but in channeling, I can use different tools to help make sure that the information that I'm giving is correct. Excuse me, there's a lot of energy in here. So I'll channel a message, confirm it with tarot. I'll channel a message, I'll confirm it with scrying, or by reading the flames of a candle, or, whatever the session might be for. But I don't read astrology. Like, I don't read people's charts. I read my own charts, but I have my sister's help to assess my chart, or I'll have someone dive deeper into these things because I don't necessarily understand things like, oh, Lilith in this house and this and that. And I'm just like, that's not my niche. I don't understand that. I need you, right, to do that for me so that I can understand me a little better. So when I tell people that understanding yourself is not an easy process, it's a long process. It's a process you need to be dedicated to. And at times it can become expensive. This is why people are understanding what they're capable of and they're charging their worth. I would not, and this is just me, I would not go to someone who's like, I'll do $5 for like a 35-minute reading. Like, I get it. You want to go to what you think is going to be best on your pocket, but you need to be going to individuals who have more of a grounded experience rather than what's going to be the best financially. That could screw you up. They could give you all sorts of wrong information. And it's just not healthy. I mean, it's just not healthy to keep going back to the cheapest reader because it's beneficial and you're getting all of the wrong information and you don't even know it. And you keep going back to this reader because your life keeps seeming like it makes no sense. And you've got all this shit happening. And this is why. Anyways, make sure that you're working with someone who cares deeply about your energy, especially when it comes to divine counterparts and the twin flame journey. It's no joke, and you don't want to be out here with someone who is not your divine counterpart, creating unnecessary karma for yourself, creating unnecessary blockages for yourself, or deeply rooted new traumas and pains. You don't want that for yourself. I don't want that for you. If it's not with me, book with someone who you trust. Book with someone whose energy aligns with yours. Book with someone who's genuine, who's deeply, deeply genuine and says, look, I get it. Some readers will even hear you out and work with you on pricing. Just do not go to what's going to be the easiest, the quickest, the fastest. Please, this is your life. This is your energy. This is you. Find someone who will help take care of you spiritually, not keep you in a spiritual bind. But that's what I've got for you today. That's my story on twins, twin flames, false flames, everything under the sun. It's been a minute since I posted a video, but I had to go on ahead and get one up. So if you're watching this around the time that this is up, the ebook should be done. And when I tell you that I do an ebook/guide, understand that this is like 15 to 20 pages. You're not paying like $20 for like 2 pages of information. They come in the form of like really beautifully elevated slides so that it's really digestible for you, but it's jam-packed with information so that you can go back and look at it over time. I've also made it so that you can print off the book. It comes in a downloadable form where you can print it off. It's got printable high quality images. So if you would prefer to print off the guide and read it that way, that's possible too. I made it so that you could do it that way too and have the book with you wherever you go. But my whole purpose is to really just sit here and talk with you and help educate you and share these stories with you through my life and help you understand that you're not by yourself. It's a wild ride. It's confusing. It's chaotic. It's crazy. I get it, but you're not alone. I am here for you. Everyone here in the family is here for you. This is a judgment-free zone. This is why I say welcome to the channel. Welcome home. This is your home. This is your safe space. This is where you can come to talk about things and really just get a better understanding. But yeah, I can tell you right now that it looks like my chair went down several times during this reading. It happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed hearing from me. It's been a minute. I hope that I was able to shed some light on some things and really just bring some warmth into the conversation, some understanding, so that you don't feel crazy. You go, holy shit, I thought this was a false flame and now I have confirmation. You have all the confirmation, all of it. So as usual, For everyone who tuned in, I'm going to light a candle for you, say a prayer for you if you are receptive to that. Great. If not, that's okay too. It's just now I've realized that we are one, we are a community, we are healing, we are one, we are whole. So I like to light candles now. Just little candle with a little prosperity oil on it so that everyone who's tuned in gets a little bit of those blessings, gets a little bit of those loving energies. I'm not going to do it on camera, obviously, just because when you do any type of working like that, you never really want to do it on camera, or if you film it, you want to post it after the working is completely done, so that if you've got any haters out there, they don't taint your work. The work's already done, bitch. There's nothing you can do. But yeah. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you stay prosperous. I hope you stay blessed. I hope the energy stays high and vibrational. I hope I was able to help you. I hope I was able to give you a safe space to go, you know what? I fucking do it. Scream. Scream that you fucking knew that shit because you knew that shit. So if you're going through this now, I hope you find your divine counterpart, your true divine counterpart. Let me tell you, because the minute you walk away is the minute the creator of all blesses you with everything you needed. Everything you need is just on the other side of letting go of those bitches. I'm telling you. So it doesn't matter if you're male, female, divine masculine, divine feminine. You know what I mean. Everything is just on the other side of letting go of that false counterpart. Everything. So with that being said, I'm going to tune off, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, depending on when you're watching this. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, my social medias will be below too. So if you want to message me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, let's chop it up. Let's chat. All right. Bye.